So I'm in the market to buy an apartment complex in Miami, except for I just visited there and I almost got killed doing it. Let me tell you why.
Welcome to the Smack Fest, the beat down. The SWAT team is here on another beautiful day of shutting the week down.
Hey guys, for me for the very first time, my name is William Dauria. I'm a real estate investor solely for passive income, and this channel is all about showing you how I do it so you can do the same and leave your 9 to 5 way before 65. So I've been looking to buy an apartment complex for the last handful of months, okay? And I recently did a couple cash out refis, doing the BRRRR strategy. That's buy, renovate, rent, refinance, and repeat. And I'm doing that over and over and over. Basically, it's a big snowball effect, or even like recycling your money. And I just did a couple refis all at the same time, cash outs. So I've got enough for a down payment for an apartment complex. I've been really eyeballing Miami only because I just like Miami personally. And I'm trying to learn the market, and I don't really know the market, but I had an opportunity to go to Miami in person with a family vacation. I said, why not scope out the area and learn about investing out of state for real? Because I've never actually invested out of state. All my properties are in North Texas. It's what I know, it's what I'm comfortable with, and buying an apartment complex is something new to me, even though I am comfortable with it. But buying out of state, I'm not so comfortable with. So I wanted to at least learn the area, because it's one thing to look at a map and say, yeah, here's Miami and here's Tampa and here's, and let's buy around the city, right? I mean, that's like pretty typical. You want to have a property close to a bunch of people and drive-bys, not shootings, drive-by, as in like population, people passing you. Shootings are never a good thing. But, so anyways, my dad was going to this football game in Miami, right? And so we went to, the Miami Stadium, obviously. And so I gotta slow down. This guy's peppering this cement truck with rocks. And I'm glad I'm not driving a Ferrari today. I'd be really mad. So what happened is we landed, we drove there for 3 hours, right? Because we landed outside Miami. And what happened was we had drove in, and we all had been in the car for a long time. We had been, staying hydrated. We obviously needed a bathroom break. And we were looking for a bathroom, looking for a gas station. Could not find one. I'm like, how can we not find a gas station in Miami? This doesn't even make sense, right? So we finally pull up to the football stadium, and lo and behold, there's a gas station across the street, right? And it was in a city called Miami Gardens. And for those native to the area, you're probably laughing right now because you know what I'm about to say. For those, majority have no idea what Miami Gardens is, like myself. I found a gas station and I said, "Hey, first gas station, pull over now." And doing typical human stuff. So I need to go to the bathroom, and I was out, and that's when I got cornered in the gas station by, I'm assuming it was a local. And he cornered me, and to the point where I wasn't like ready to fight back, because I was like, why is this guy cornering me? Maybe he just wants a couple bucks from me or something. It was a pretty rough area, but he cornered me. Like, I had nowhere to go. Like, it's just the way the gas station was kind of built. And he was like, what team are you hoping wins today? Like, what team are you voting for, rooting for? And me, personally, I'm not a huge football fan, and neither of the teams were my teams, nor did I really care, to be honest. And I was trying to stay neutral because I was scared that if I said this team or that team, I was going to get stabbed if I said the wrong answer. So I was kind of like neutral answer as possible. He didn't really like that. He's like, but what team you really hope wins today? Like, why are you here? And I'm like, oh boy. And so just then, when I was thinking of a smart answer to come up with that was slightly different than my last, 2 women walked in, and you could barely see over like the aisles. It was a small gas station, maybe like 4 aisles in this place, okay? And you could see over. He looked over, and there's 2 middle-aged women that walked in, and his eyes got huge, and he goes, "Oh snap! There's in here," and I was like, holy cow, you did not just say that loud. And obviously they heard, and he was taking off towards the women. I was like, thank gosh, because I need to get out of here, right? Because I'm in a different state. I just got off a plane. I don't have anything on me, so I can defend myself with these. I can do a pretty good job, but that's all I got. And some Snickers bars or whatever I can throw at them, really, right? A Red Bull can in the head, you know? So I'm like, okay, I need to get out of here, right? So I step over very quickly a couple aisles just so I can jet out of there, right? And I lock myself in the car, you know? It's not normally, you know, I'm all about, you know, you stand your ground, but I'm like, I don't know this area, and apparently this area is a lot worse than I realized. I just want to go. I'm not looking to fight nobody. I don't want to break my fist again. I got what's called a boxer fracture, and I broke my knuckle here, and it floated sideways and healed. And the doctor says if you ever hit somebody again real hard with your right hand, it's going to snap like a chicken bone. So I either have to fight with my left hand, which I really don't want to do, or like guarantee break my hand next time I hit somebody. So not that I go around hitting anybody, okay? I let's make that clear. I'm not a violent person. But so I locked myself in the car, and then my dad comes out, and he was like, "Man, I just got cornered by this guy." And I was like, "Well, what happened?" He goes, "I said, go my team," you know, and the guy got mad. He was yelling and cussing at my dad, and I'm like, man, you gotta be kidding me. I was like, Dad, you root for your team everywhere but a place like this. You know, but a place like this, you just stay quiet. You know, you can root for your team at any other gas station but this one, you know, or a supermarket or somewhere maybe not, you know, non-confrontational as this. So anyways, fast forward, we get inside the football stadium, and it hasn't quite started yet. We got there kind of early because we had to drive a long ways, and we had to count for traffic. So we get there, and I'm taking some pictures of the game. So if I hadn't been to a football game in a long time, and there's some police officers there, and I was chatting with them. I said, "Hey, can you take a picture for me and such?" And they're asking me, you know, where I came from, and I said Dallas, and he was like, "Yeah, I just came from Dallas." I'm like, "Really?" And I was like, "Since you live here in Miami, could you tell me, like, what's the big difference between Miami and Dallas?" And he said, Miami is everything that Dallas is, but amplified. Bigger parties, higher crime, basically everything Dallas but amplified. And I was like, I don't know if I like that answer, really. And I was telling him, I said, you know, because there's that gas station across the street I went to, and man, that was a rough gas station. And he pointed, he goes, because you could kind of see it, because we were like really, really high up. He goes, that blue gas station right there is the one you went to? And I was like, yeah, why? He goes, that's in the heart of Miami Gardens. You know what we as police officers call Miami Gardens? And I was like, no. He goes, Murder Gardens. And I was like, oh, okay. Not a good place to stop then. Whoops. But the thing is, and the point of the story is, you don't know the area until you really actually put boots on the ground. Now, I did go home, I did research a little bit, I did find that area, at least on the map, did say and confirm there was incredibly high crime. Like, they say one of the nation's worst crime cities, I guess it was that particular spot. Like, one of the nation's highest. And I was like, wow, that's pretty crazy, really. Oh, it was 1 in 21, I guess for people that live there, the 1 in 21 chance of becoming a victim, of a violent crime. 1 in 21 chance. And I was like, holy cow, there were just 3 of us there, so technically could have been 1 in 7 that day. But that's probably, you know, living there for a long time. But nevertheless, that's terrible odds. I mean, that's ridiculous. Put it this way, my brother was a repo truck driver in Dallas, okay? So he went to some pretty sketchy areas, if you know what I mean. And I gotta turn around here, I made a wrong turn. And he said he's been to some really, really bad gas stations over the years, obviously for obvious reasons. And he said that this gas station actually is the scariest and worst he's ever been to in his life. And that really, really spoke, you know, volumes to me of what kind of area this is. So basically, not only do you need to look, if you're actually considering investing, let's just say multifamily out of state, or out of state investing for that matter, you don't have to make a trip every time you want to go out there to look at a property necessarily, okay? Oh, cement truck almost hit me. Okay, but you do, and I do recommend that you go out there and you learn the area at least once. Spend a day or two there and actually go through this area, because now I can look at a map now of Miami. I don't know the whole place by any means, but for instance, Miami Gardens, I do a big circle around it, and then I just put an X, and anything that really bumps up against it, I could probably mark out as well. Okay, so I know right off the bat when I look at a map, I know that I stay away from that area. And I did go on down the Miami Strip, where there's like $55 million condos for sale. Great area, obviously. Probably a little bit too expensive for any kind of rental property, but nevertheless, I know this is a good area. This is a bad area, but how close can I get to this good area and still make sense with my numbers? Because obviously the closer I can get to that area, the better for appreciation, the better for your probably tenant base are going to be better. Everything is going to be amplified in a better way because you're in a better, or at least closer to the better location. So I learned a lot by going in person to look at these properties. Now, like I said, the crime rate online is probably your first place you want to start. Literally go, say you want to look in Dayton, Ohio. It's a really common place for out-of-state investors to be buying in. The cash-on-cash return is really good from what I hear. I don't have any properties there. But you'll look at, say, Dayton, Ohio. You'll look up the crime rate in Dayton, Ohio, and you'll find a website, and I found it really fast, that'll actually compare it to the average U.S. statistics, including your own city as well. Like, you can type in your own city, because you know your area better than anybody, okay? So you know, like, for instance, I live in the North Dallas, Texas area. I know what my area is like. So if it's comparing it to my area, I have a good idea. Okay, am I comfortable with that kind of crime rate? Do I want it a little bit less? Is a little bit more okay if I'm in like a ridiculously safe area? It's a good balance of risk. It's really a risk assessment over anything, because here's the thing. If you buy in a bad area, not only do the houses typically not appreciate like the other areas around you do, but your tenant base is usually not as proactive with paying rent to you. Also, and this is the biggest one, your turnover rate is going to be much higher in a class, let's call a D neighborhood. D is about the worst you're going to get, okay? It doesn't go all the way to XYZ, okay? It's like A, B, C, D, okay? There's not even an E. Okay, D is like the worst, right? If you bought in a B neighborhood, which I happen to have a property, it's an amazingly high appreciating area. The cash-on-cash return isn't the greatest by any means, but the appreciation more than makes up for it. And the key to real estate investing, guys, this is like the heart of real estate investing. You don't make your money in this business with cash flow, your monthly cash flow. A lot of people, they confuse this. They think that they're investing for cash flow. The way the wealthy get wealthier, or I should say the average person becomes wealthy in real estate, is through appreciation and well-bought acquisitions. Basically meaning you got a good deal on a property in a good area. You might be asking, now, William, how in the world would you be able to do that in the first place? Everybody wants a good deal in a good area. This is the best thing to look for, and these are the easiest properties to find, okay? Properties that are basically, we'll call it grandma and grandpa. There's nothing really wrong with the property other than the fact that, you know, it's covered in 1970s wallpaper, and the sinks look like seashells, and there's probably linoleum on the floor. That kind of property, guys. The property that needs basically a facelift cosmetically are the best properties to be looking for in real estate investing. I know I'm getting a little off topic. I'm just trying to cram as much value into this video as possible. But as far as out-of-state real estate investing, all those still apply to going out there. Hope you guys got some good information out of this video. If you're not already subscribed, I try to make several videos per week about financial freedom through real estate investing only through passive income. I do not do flipping here. I want you to be able to walk away from your job for good and not take over one job to take over another one, guys. Real estate investing for passive income is literally mailbox money once you've put the initial work in. After that, it's basically on autopilot. Hire property managers, and I can help you every step of the way. Just let me know, guys, hey, I'm stuck here. What's the next step? Or this is the deal I found. What do you think about this, guys? I want to help you guys. I'm not charging anything for anything I do. And smash the like button if you guys got any useful information out of this. Until next time, I will see you on the next one.